Hello. We know that 3,320 years ago we received the Torah in front of millions of witnesses. The nation of Israel stood in Mount Sinai, heard the voice of God speaking to Moses, and received the Torah, the written Torah and the oral Torah and the Ten Commandments, and the rest is history. If we review the 613 laws that God ordered us in His Torah, we find that we cannot understand one of them without reviewing the oral law. Because the written Torah only say the name of the mitzvah, the name of the commandment, with no instruction whatsoever. There's no way to make one mitzvah possible without reviewing all the instructions that come verbally to Moses, and he passed it to the nation. There are people throughout history that wanted to be wise and thought that maybe they'll have a shortcut and just focus on a written Torah, neglecting the focusing on the written Torah, neglecting the oral Torah completely. All these cults and groups slowly disappear from the face of the earth. However, there's one group, they call themselves the Karaites, the Karaim in Hebrew. They're also focusing on a written Torah, neglecting completely the oral Torah. They don't follow the oral laws. And it's very interesting because 250 years ago, in the time of the Vilna Gaon, the rabbi that lives in Vilna, 250 years ago, there was a debate between the rabbi of the Jewish community to the head of the Karaites community in front of the king of Poland. And the Vilna Gaon they decided to send Rabbi Maitis. He told him, "You're the right person, you go and handle this debate." And he went, and they met together there by the king. And before they went into the king's room, all the people, the advisors, the guards, everyone that was there took his shoes off. And they put the shoes outside of the room. There was their custom over there. And they walked with their socks inside. When the rabbi saw the same thing, he took his shoes off. But not like all the other people in the Karaites. He was holding his shoes in his hand and walking into the king's room with the shoes in his hands. Right away, the Karaite thought that can help him in the argument. And he said to the king, "Look who they sent, a disrespectful rabbi. He comes into the face of the king holding his shoes in his hand because he's worried maybe we, the Karaites, will steal his shoes. That's what's on his mind. Otherwise, why he's afraid to leave his shoes like everybody else?" So the king looks at the Jew, surprised. "Why are you holding your shoes? Really, he has a point, no?" So the rabbi said, "I'm learning from history. When Moses came up and God told him, 'Take your shoes off,' he saw the burning bush and he heard the voice of God, and God told him, 'The place you're standing here, it's holy, therefore you have to move, take off your shoes.' When Moses finished speaking to God and he returned back to his shoes, one Karaite came and stole the shoes of Moses, and Moses stayed barefoot. If they did it to Moses, what's guaranteeing me that they're not going to do it to me?" So the Karaite started to get furious. He said, "Your Majesty, that's a lie. He's lying. I can prove that he's lying." He said, "There was no Karaites then. The first Karaites that funded the cult of the Karaim, the movement that called the Karaites, his name was Rav Anan. He lived 1,000 years ago only. Moshe was 3,320 years ago. There's no Karaites. He's lying. Nobody stole Moses' shoes." So the rabbi said, "That's exactly the point, Your Majesty. His ears should listen to his foolish mouth. When Moses received the Torah, there was no Karaites around. Even 1,000 or 2,000 years, there was still no Karaites. 2,300 years after Moses, one person made up a movement, coming up with his nonsense, and they follow it. They don't have nothing, no foundation, no tradition, no nothing. They come to contradict the Torah. What's the point of even debating them?" And the king said, "The argument is over. You started 2,300 years ago. How do you come to contradict things that were already famous and published to millions of people for more than 2,000 years? That's not a realistic debate." And that's, by the way, applies to all the other 80,000 religions and cults that came after Judaism. It's not only to the Karaites. Karaites slowly disappeared. There's hardly any left. But the Jews are still live and kicking and spreading all over the world, and the Torah is the same Torah and never changed by a bit. And will stay like this until the arrival of the Messiah. Thank you very much, Koltu.